Hello friends, it's Wild Willie, your personal guide to outdoor adventure. I'm here, of course, with my old friend Stupid Jeffrey, probably my oldest and best friend. And we're out here by Crazy Cora's bottle tree to bring you our outdoor adventure this week. You may not know this, but bottle trees were invented right here in southwest Missouri. There was a bunch of people had a whole bunch of bottles and they didn't really know what to do with them, and somebody, probably one of the crazy women, said, hey, let's put them on a tree. And so they did, and they just went outside and started hanging them on a tree. And so Crazy Cora had me cut down one of our nice old cedar trees here and make this post, and then we put some things on it so she could hang her bottles. And well, let me just continue with the saga of Stupid Jeffrey looking for a church. You know, now that he's going to have a youngin' and got a family, he's decided that it's a good thing for him to find a church. And so, as you know from our last video, we went to the Timberline old-time Pentecostal King James church, and Jeffrey kind of liked that one, but but he wants to try all of them before he decides on one, all the different denominations. But I don't know if you know this or not, but denominations were invented right here in southwest Missouri. There was a group of people, and they all got together, and they were having church, and one said, I think that the way you believe is an abomination, and the other one said, well, I think the way you believe is an abomination. And so pretty soon they all separated into their different abominations, and then later we just started calling it denomination, but it's the same thing. And so anyway, we went to the Formaldehyde Presbyterian Church yesterday, and it was a little different than the old Pentecostal King James Church. This one was real formal and very stoic and liturgical. I learned a new word there. It was liturgical. And anyway, I don't know if you know this or not, but Presbyterians were invented right here in southwest Missouri. What happened was there was a group of Methodists, and they were getting a little too wild for some of the people in the group, and so they said, no, we need something that's a little more formal, a little more quiet. And so they went off and started their own abomination called the Presbyterian Church. And this one we went to, the Formaldehyde Presbyterian Church, was pretty. It was pretty formal. They were pretty quiet. Jeffrey didn't like it much. He was his experience has already got him liking running up and down the aisle waving his hanky, and so he asked if I reckon he should do that. And I said, well, I don't think so, because it doesn't look like anybody else is doing it. But Stupid Jeffrey, being Stupid Jeffrey, decided, well, I'm going to give it a try. Maybe these folks will like it. So Jeffrey pulled out his old dirty handkerchief, and he waited. They were singing some kind of a song. I don't know. It was one of those songs about God that was real slow, and I was about to doze off, and all of a sudden, when it got to one of those real slow parts, Jeffrey let out a hoop and a holler, and he went running up and down the aisle with his hanky waving. And, well, about 4 women all passed out. They all fainted. And the preacher, he about swallowed his tongue. And so we decided that, actually they decided that we didn't really belong there. So they asked us to leave. And so Jeffrey and I, we left. And so it doesn't look like Jeffrey's going to become a Presbyterian. So next week we're going to try one of the other churches and see if he finds one that he likes. Now, as you know, it's springtime here in southwest Missouri, but it's still a little bit cool. We're still having some cool weather. That's the winter kind of weather has kind of extended into spring. We're a little further down into spring now. We're down toward the middle of April, and just a couple of weeks ago we had a snowstorm that brought snow here in the Ozarks. But as I said then, you know, don't let the cooler weather keep you indoors. It's time to get out. I would suggest outdoor activities like hiking and bicycling. Jeffrey and I, we've been on some bike rides. We're waiting for it to warm up just a little bit more, and we're going to go on a little bit longer ride. And now, when you go riding, safety's always a feature. Make sure you wear your helmet, and make sure you wear good, bright clothes so they can see you. You don't want to get run over. And but anyway, get out into the woods, and you know, we live in the Ozark Mountains down here in southwest Missouri. And one of the good things we have around here is plenty of timber. We must not have enough because Crazy Cora's making bottle trees, but it's helping add to the trees. I don't think these bottle trees put off a lot of oxygen, but they decorate the place up. But anyway, get out into the woods and do some hiking, because right now is a good time. The ticks and the chiggers are not out yet, and it's a good time to get out and just kind of explore, find you some little caves and some little streams. The streams are running this time of year because we're getting plenty of rain. You can see it's kind of overcast today. They're calling for a little bit of rain, and it's liable to rain here for long. And but get out in the woods and do some hiking and some exploring. One of the things to look at is rocks and fossils. We have lots of fossils here. I'm always looking on the ground, and I find bits and pieces of fossils. I found one that was a little shell, and I got to doing a little studying on it. Now you may not know this, but fossils were invented right here in southwest Missouri. And because what happened was they had all these dead animals and stuff, and they didn't really know what to do with them, so they took them out and they pressed them into the rocks, and it made these fossils. And so that's what we find today. And I found one that looked like a little seashell, and I found one that looked like a centipede, kind of looked like a centipede, and so. But anyway, these fossils are good to look, because you can figure out the time frame. Like we were studying, and based on where we found this particular fossil, we figure it had been in the ground over 100 years. And so you can kind of figure out the time frame of the Earth, and you can date the Earth back, well, about 5,000 or 6,000 years. And that's a long time that the Earth's been around. And so it's really cool to kind of get to note that. But anyway, don't let the weather hinder you from getting out and having a good time out in the outdoors. Do some exploring. Take a look at some of our cedar trees here in southwest Missouri, and I don't recommend that you climb them. They're kind of stickly, and they get sap on you, and not good. I don't know if you know this or not, but sap was invented right here in southwest Missouri. There was an old boy that was just dumb as could be, and everybody kept saying, "You're a sap." And that name just kind of stuck, and when he died, they planted him under a cedar tree, and this sap started oozing out. Well, this liquid started oozing out, and so they said, well, that's sap. And so they just kind of stuck, and so we got sap right here in southwest Missouri. Well, anyway, this is Wild Willie and stupid Jeffrey, who's definitely not a Presbyterian, and we're saying, get out and have your own great outdoor adventure.